Hello one and all, a very warm welcome to another instalment from the channel that is Jono's Graveyard Jaunts. In today's video I'm going to be talking about another one of Leicester's famous people who became very eminent in her chosen field. Now when we think about people who are gifted or anointed, we think about those people who have excelled in their chosen field, of which there are many, but these individuals were destined for greatness from the outset, because they were naturally talented or gifted. I'm a huge music and Prince fan, and I truly believe Prince was arguably the greatest musician that ever lived. He was certainly incredibly hard-working, but definitely falls into the category of being anointed. He did everything: produced, arranged, composed, performed, engineered, and played every single instrument to an extremely high level, often much better than the existing band members whom he was sharing the stage with at the time. Now this same principle of child prodigies or incredibly gifted people crosses all spectrums and fields. Kate Bush is another example, with her hauntingly beautiful standalone music, who composed magical songs like Wuthering Heights and The Man with a Child in His Eyes at such a young age. Now Kate wrote The Man with a Child in His Eyes when she was just 13 years old and Wuthering Heights when she was just 18. Now other incredibly naturally talented composers or musicians include Beethoven, Bach, or we have incredible violinists like Nigel Kennedy, or drummers such as Keith Moon, Cozy Powell or John Bonham, just to name a few. However, when we think of great minds, again, we think of the likes of Einstein, Stephen Hawking, Noam Chomsky, etc. All of these people went to the top universities either in America or Great Britain. Now, with regards to the American universities, we think of MIT, Harvard, Yale or Princeton. And with regards to the UK, certainly the top two universities are Oxford and Cambridge, where these great minds often studied and subsequently lectured other great up-and-coming minds. Now the person who features in today's video is a lady who was originally born and educated in Leicester and went on to achieve incredible things in her chosen field of intellectual expertise. Now this lady was Dr. Sarah Clackson, and her chosen expertise was Coptology. And Sarah was sadly to lose her life at a very young age of just 37 years to cancer, and she was cremated. There is a plaque on the wall in the Ascension burial ground located just off Huntington Road in Cambridgeshire dedicated to her memory. Now this cemetery has been labelled as the brainiest in Britain and could have more IQ points per square metre than any other in the country. The Ascension burial ground of Huntington Road is not only the final resting place of Dr. Sarah Clackson, but also the final resting place of many of Cambridge University's greatest minds of years gone by, and is also one of the city's best kept secrets. Now this cemetery boasts more than 60 people who have entries in the Oxford Dictionary of National Biography, the standard work of reference on notable figures from British history. Perhaps the most notable grave is that of Ludwig Wittgenstein, one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century. So who was Sarah Clackson then, and what is Coptology? Sarah Joanne Clackson nee Quinn was born on the 11th of December 1965 in the city of Leicester. She was the youngest daughter of Peter and Audrey Quinn, and she attended Loughborough High School, where the influence of her classics teacher and the school library made up for much else. At St John's College, Cambridge, she studied classics followed by Egyptology. She obtained a PhD from the University College London in 1996, and her PhD was completed in 4 years, resourcing in her first major book, Coptic and Greek texts relating to Hermopolite Monastery of Upper Apollo, published in 2000. At the same time, she was working as a project officer for the Manichaean Documentation Centre, based first at the Institute of Classic Studies London and then at Warwick University. Now, Dr. Sarah Clackson was considered to be Britain's foremost Coptologist. So Coptology then, it's a study of Coptic people. So who were the Coptic people? The Coptic people were, and I quote, descendants of pre-Islamic Egyptians who spoke a late form of Egyptian language known as Coptic. Now, Sarah married James Clackson, whom she met while still a sixth former in Loughborough, and she gained great happiness, intellectual stimulus and support, which was mutually reciprocated. And they made a striking couple on the local scene. Blissful is how Sarah described the long-lasting relationship. Now, Sarah was considered to be an excellent golfer in her early years, and as a person she was described as fun to be with and an incredibly loyal friend. And when cancer was first diagnosed in 1998, she faced the threat positively with courage and mordant good humour. And her ability to enjoy life was strongly on display in these final years. And once the outcome was clear, her talent for order and control, so constantly exercised in her professional work, was directed to sorting her files to make available for others who were going to continue with her unpublished works after her death. In too brief a life, Sarah Clackson played a very active and fruitful role in her chosen field of study. She brought to the discipline of Coptic papyrology many of the best practices developed within Greek papyrology. Similarly, she brought order to many collections, in Cambridge for instance, to the Egyptian collection in the Lawrence Room at Girton College. Now, Dr. Sarah Clackson died peacefully at home at 3 p.m. on Sunday, August the 10th, 2003. And she was cremated at Cambridge Crematorium after a service at the West Chapel at 12:45 p.m. on Tuesday the 19th of August 2003.
And here we are at the Ascension Burial Ground in the beautiful place of Cambridge, and this is the plaque dedicated to the memory of Dr. Sarah Clackson. 11th of August 1965, 10th. I believe that's December 11th of December 1965 until the 10th of August 2003. I'm not sure what that it looks like hieroglyphics below her birth and death date is. I'm assuming it's something to do with the the Coptology that she was very eminent at. She was actually the most eminent person in her field, and what drew me to doing Sarah's story was, like Sarah, I was born in Leicester. I was born in 1966. Sarah was born in 1965. It was when we were researching for a video to do actually on YouTube, I came across her story and I thought it had to be told. Bless her, she passed away at just 37. She was struck down with cancer. Obviously very fulfilled, with her career. She was the most eminent Coptologist in her field. Happily married, a very keen golfer, an all-round lovely person. Everyone says how loyal she was and fun and bubbly to be with. And I just think it's incredibly sad that, I think we'd all agree that premature death is extremely sad, but, when you're stricken down with cancer, especially when you're so gifted as Sarah clearly was, a PhD in 4 years, the most eminent person in a field, it's just heartbreakingly sad. We are at the Ascension Burial Ground, and as you can see, there are lots and lots of other eminent people on the wall also. So she's in good company. I just think it's incredibly sad when people pass away, especially at 37. And the thing with academia, I think they're kind of unsung heroes, really. It's not like a sexy profession like being a rock star or indeed an actor, but these people are probably more important because they're furthering our knowledge, and it's only through their expertise and research that we develop more and more knowledge. So thank you, Sarah. God bless you. As a Leicesterian, your story resonated with me and I wanted to tell it. You had to leave us too soon, but wow, what an impression you made, and you're certainly in good company here. 60 other notable eminent people in this cemetery, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's the Ascension Burial Ground. If you do get time, absolutely pay it a visit because it's really, really impressive. God bless you, Sarah. Rest in peace. I'm sure you're missed by everybody, your partner, your family, everyone who knew and loved you. Rest in peace, and thank you for your contribution to Coptology. R.I.P.
That concludes the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment
It is free to subscribe. It just helps the channel to grow and means we can venture further afield to produce ever more interesting content for you as the viewer.